Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Finch's Flight. In the last episode, Finch learned a little bit more about the cats in the Feather Colony, especially Mango. It turns out that she actually does have a few strong feelings for her leader. She always slipped under the radar for me. She never really seemed like the type who was too interested in love, but it's quite clear now that she has different ideas in mind. Today, though, the plan was to go into the mines to see if we could find some gemstones to maybe give to the moles. But I'm also thinking it would be nice to spread them around our colony too, because I'm sure quite a few of our cats would appreciate those rare trinkets. Especially Slate. Oh, since she loves shiny, unique objects just like Starling, I bet she is going to love the gemstones in the mines. It looks like I have a black hair for you, but you can also see that I gathered plenty of those blueberries. Hopefully this will be enough to sustain us when we go deep into the mines, enough to sustain us for many, many different levels. We should be able to find little mice skittering around on the rocks, so if we do run out of food, fingers crossed that the mine gods will be very kind to us. I'm flattered, you certainly know what I like. It's just a lovely day, don't you think? I met this cat wandering out in the woods the other day. I don't remember their name, but they wore this weird mask. Oh, Slate, I think I know who that is. They said something to me about vapors and miasmas. I don't know what that was about, but they seemed friendly enough. Yeah, sounds like you may have run into the Mystic Colony doctor. His name is Crampy, right? Very interesting. I'm surprised that he didn't try to scare you, because typically Crampy likes to surprise other cats with his strange mask. I am forever in your debt, Finch. You have provided me with far more than just a home to live in. Well, I'm glad to hear it, Claudius. We're actually going to ask you to hold down the fort for us, because we're not really sure how long we're going to be gone. So hopefully you and Slate can take turns guarding the borders together. Hello, Finch. I hope you've brought your wallet today. Oh, Starling, I don't think we're going to be buying anything from your shop, but let's chat with you just in case you have some supplies to give us. Finch, you're very easy to talk to, and I mean that. Don't get all embarrassed. It's a compliment, and I've talked with lots of cats, so I know what I'm talking about when I say it. Well, thank you, Starling. It's good to know that we still get along so well with our brother, even after all this time. And Griffin, as always, I do have a little snack for you too. We'll have to eat one of these before we go. I think we'll give you the frog this time, and we'll save the toad for Finch. Oh, for me? That's kinda cool, I guess. Yeah, let's see if he has anything special up his sleeves. I think you dropped this frog. Oh, Griffin, you wanted us to maybe take this frog into the mines instead? I wonder if that's the very same frog that we just gave him. Clearly he wants to make sure we're very well fed. Well, I think we'll do just that then. We'll go ahead and munch on the toad instead, and we'll save that nice delicious frog for some supper in the caves. Now Mango, my pockets are full of berries today, but I'm sure that she would understand if we want to take those into the mines too. We'll just have to make sure that we give you plenty of berries in the future, okay? We'll make up for it somehow. Doesn't the snow make you feel at peace? This kind of weather makes me want to curl up in the edge of my den and sleepily watch the snow fall as I nap. Oh, it sounds like she actually does like the snow then. I assume that maybe she would prefer the warmer seasons, but I guess she sees the beauty in the snow too. And of course Galen does as well, but he's trying to figure out how he can use it to heal all of our cats, which is a very admirable mission if I do say so myself. So Galen, before we go into the mines, I wanted to see if you could maybe heal us. That way we won't be using the extra herbs to do so. Just treat me fully. We're going to use those extra mews to make sure Finch will definitely not fall in battle, especially to those bats. I think we'll try to avoid the big skirmishes if we can. I don't want anything interfering with our chance of getting deep, deep down in those levels. I don't actually remember where Finch left off last time, but I don't think he had gathered any of those gemstones. So I'm assuming that we were still pretty early on in our mining experience. I did upgrade his foraging skill again though, so now he's at 9 out of 10. And that should make it so the berries are going to fill him up a little bit faster. And I suppose we should actually try to catch the food as we go by too. I did see that bunny hopping in the corner. That may have made for a pretty easy meal for Finch as well. Now, we want to make sure we're not walking straight into that battle. Good thing I checked. I'm sure the Mystic Colony is very active right now, if they've heard of our plans. It is quite interesting to note that Crampy was apparently in the area. I wonder if he was maybe looking for some herbs out here too. He must have been trying to collect the snake lilies since that's really all that grows around this time of year. But unfortunately for him, Finch has already scooped up plenty. He might not actually have any left to gather for his colony. Maybe we should consider bringing some of the extras over to their colony, just to get on their good side. But here we are, the Prairie Quarry, so let's see if we can figure out where we may have left off. It looks like all of those warps are unfortunately closed, but that's okay. We've done this plenty of times before, so it should be fine if we start from the beginning. Now, I made sure to bring along all of those different ores that Claudius has given us over the seasons, because I did want to drop these off with the moles. It's not going to be worth very much. 10 mole cash for everything. It's better than nothing though. That means that we have 43 now. Let's take a quick peek inside his shop again, since it has been so long. There might actually be something that we want to work toward. We can buy the rare prey of the forest, but I think it would be much more fun to just catch these things, instead of spending so much mole cash on one fish. They have inventory expansions, and then of course a warp straight to the Prairie Quarry, but they also have special colors. And oh my gosh, I bet Starling would love these. The candy color looks like something he would particularly enjoy, and then the fiery brown color might be nice for the fall time season. There's a nice blue scarf too, which would be a good way for us to potentially sneak back into the mountain domain. If perhaps Finch puts on his disguise again, that would be a nice thing for him to wear. Oh, and the pet bat. Oh, Ruby could have a little friend. Maybe we want to work toward this first. 500 mole cash is nothing to scoff at, but it's something that Finch would definitely have his eyes on. Alright, so let's set off into the Prairie Quarry. Let's see how far we can get. The main idea, of course, especially in these higher levels, is just going to be to find the staircases. We don't need to worry about collecting the rock debris. I'm not even sure if any of our cats like rock debris. I know that Pebble does for sure from the mountain domain, but we don't really want to weigh down our pockets. Penny was never able to complete an entire section of the mines in one day. That's why she made good use of those warp stations, those little shortcuts that the moles make for us. And since we are technically playing this in hard mode, I would be very, very surprised if Finch was able to get all the way down to the Gemstones too. But hopefully we've brought enough food, because goodness knows that he could use it. This is very, very hard work in the mines. I think we'll just have you swipe down a couple more of these rocks for us, descend another staircase, and then we'll break into our very first blueberry of the day. Yeah, it seems like it fills him up a pretty good amount, thanks to the extra foraging skill. But every single time we swipe our claws, we lose 1 point of hunger. So he is going to get hungry very, very fast down here. Now, as far as the gemstones go, I was trying to think of which types of gems would be the best ones to give to our cats. I know for sure that I'll want to give the blue gems, the sapphires, to Galen, because they would match his coat so well. I think he would really appreciate that. Ooh, and our first bat of the day? I think for the most part we should probably just steer clear of these guys, especially when there's only a couple of them inside the mines. We'll save the bat battles for the times when there are too many for us to get to the rocks without taking care of them first. So you can live freely down in the 4th level of the mines. We're just looking for the exit right now. But yeah, the sapphires would be nice for Galen. Maybe we could give the topaz to Mango. She might appreciate that, since the yellow color kind of reminds me of her fur in a way. Nice and sunny and tropical, so it really fits her theme. And naturally, the rubies are going to go straight to Griffin, since he really seems to love the red objects of the forest. So I'm sure he would appreciate a ruby right by his doorstep too. It can go right next to all of the potions that we gathered for him from the previous festival. There we go. That one wasn't too hard for us to find. It's nice that we're gaining a little tiny bit of experience too, every single time we go down one of these staircases. There's another one of those bats though. Let's keep an eye on him as we go down the stairs here. Didn't even have to bother that bat. There's no use getting rid of him if we don't need to. I wonder if Starling taught Finch that? Since we assume that Starling probably had some sort of accident in the mines, maybe even involving the bats themselves. He would probably be particularly concerned if he heard that Finch was going deep down into the mines today. So I'm sure he would request that he steers clear of any big bat swarms. He doesn't want his brother to end up just the same as him. And speaking of Starling, what gemstone do you think we should give to him? I think the only one that's left on the list is like the diamond. And honestly, I would prefer to give the diamonds to the moles, because those are going to be worth quite a bit of mole cash, I would assume. But I guess it would be pretty special for our brother. You have to consider that he was such an expert miner in his time. He probably has plenty of gemstones right inside his den. I mean, his entire den is literally made out of crystals, so he has quite a few to spare. I wonder if the diamonds are the only thing in his collection that he's missing? So it's something for us to consider at the very least. I guess it depends how many we can find over our time working for the moles. But we're only on level 10, so there's still a long way to go before we even start to find the gemstones at all. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any little mice skittering out of the rocks either. Oh, but it looks like we're starting to get different colors of rocks, so that's a good sign. These change the lower and lower we get, and at least these appear to have some mole cache hidden within them. But this bat back here is being very persistent, so we're going to have to try to be careful. I don't want to fight you, little guy. You can go back to fluttering around your home, okay? We just want to munch on some of our blueberries and try our best to find the staircase in this location. There's some iron ore down here too. Oh my gosh, and the mouse. Yes, if we could just run it straight into one of the corners here, then we should be able to scoop it up. Oh, thank goodness. That is going to be a much more substantial meal, so it should be able to tie Finch over once he starts getting really hungry again. Is the staircase over here? No, it must be like the last rock. Oh, of course, the ones that the bat is guarding. Yep, right over here instead. There we go. I hate it when it's like the last rock that you check. Oh no, and this bat's going to be pretty persistent too, isn't he? He must have heard from his buddy that Finch was on his way. But you have nothing to worry about, little guy. We don't want to disturb you. I wonder if they're just upset that Finch is kind of destroying their home here? I mean, he is clawing away at every single one of these rocks. Is there like a long-standing feud between the bats and the moles, maybe? The bats just want to live in peace, but the moles are too greedy and can't let them be. It almost seemed like the blueberries filled us up a little bit more than that mouse, though, which is kind of disappointing. That means the mice won't tie us over as much as I thought they would, but at least it'll help us survive a little bit longer. Now, if I remember correctly, those special little shortcuts that the moles can make for us happen every 25 floors. So we must be getting close to where we left off last time, because Finch definitely didn't open the warp before. It's been so long now that it's kind of hard to remember, but now we're at the levels with the blue rocks. Blue just like the mole cache, in fact, so maybe that means we'll find even more of that hidden away inside these boulders. But yeah, the bat swarms are definitely becoming more of an issue. The bats increase in number the lower and lower we get, and we just don't want them to start swarming us from all directions. Level 22 though, and not a moment too soon because we are actually starting to run out of our winter blueberries already. I think next time Finch gets hungry, we'll have him eat Griffin's frog. It's getting pretty close to supper time anyways, So who knows? Maybe Griffin is at his den too, munching on his frog of the day, thinking fondly of Finch and his adventurous ways. Hopefully the staircase isn't in one of those boulders, because these bats want us absolutely nowhere near them. We are so close to floor 25 though, so we can't possibly give up now. Oh my goodness, they are relentless. It would be fine if they were all just like right behind us, but when they start circling us, then I get a little bit nervous. Here we go though, moment of truth. Is this going to be our very first resting floor? Yes, Prairie Mine level 25. So this should hopefully open up that shortcut, right, Mr. Mole Miner? I think he often has some food for sale too, so let's just take a peek in here, just to see what he might have inside his shop. Oh, I remember this. He sells the different gemstones, but they are worth so many mews, way more than we have inside our pockets right now. Yeah, I think that Griffin would really like these rubies. You know, I don't think we've ever seen the ruby before in the game. I know we've collected plenty of topazes. In fact, some of the cats of the forest colony often give us the topaz. We've collected the sapphires for sure, the emeralds too. Penny used to have all of those things inside her den. But the rubies and the diamonds have been very elusive so far, so hopefully Finch will be the first in his family to actually discover them. But I guess we should probably go ahead and purchase a few of these mice, just so we can try to get down to floor 50 next. And since it's only costing us a muse, we don't even have to worry about breaking into our mole cash stash. It makes me wonder what this miner mole is going to use the muse for. I would assume that the cats of the forest are the only ones using the muse, so maybe he has his eyes on some of the treats inside our shop. But yeah, let's finally go ahead and munch on our lovely frog. We can pretend we're enjoying a lovely meal with Griffin, and then it's time for us to return to work with all of our new mice inside our pockets. At least that should help sustain us as we search for the gemstones now. I think we still have a little bit lower to go before we actually start to find them. If I remember correctly, we're going to start seeing the gold ore pretty soon. The rewards increase in rarity, so after the gold ore, that's when we should start seeing gems. There we go. The gold ore is officially in these boulders. So it can't be much longer now before we find our precious topaz. Ooh, these rocks are different too. I wonder if these are the ones that are going to house the gemstones? I mean, the bats certainly don't want us hanging around, so if they're guarding them, you know that this has to be good. Yes, there we go. Oh, our very first gemstone, Finch. Go ahead and grab that and then run away from all these bats. Yeah, the bats are having absolutely nothing to do with Finch right now. They are making it really, really difficult for him to crack open all of these rocks. And once again, I think it's going to be like the very last rock that he checks that lets him go down to the next floor. We're on floor 33 right now, so we're doing pretty good. Though we are down to our very last 2 blueberries. So pretty soon it's going to be just a mice for you, Finch. Maybe we'll have him save those final 2 blueberries for later down in the mines. Since he can't buy the blueberries from the moles, if we do manage to get to the next mole shop, oh, that was very lucky. There you go, Finch. Maybe your luck is turning around after all. The blueberries should at least instill him with confidence, since they are one of his favorite snacks. We also need to remember that we can actually use his abilities. I'm not sure if our allies are going to be able to take care of the bats for us, because typically it seems like they can't defeat them, but they can at least distract them. So if there are truly just too many bats for us to deal with, we can send some of our feather colony allies out to hopefully pull them in a different direction. Then we should be able to reap the rewards, scoop up every last one of the gemstones, and hopefully find the ladder too. Yeah, this is another one of those tricky floors. It's gotta be in one of these boulders though. This last one over here, there we go. It's always the bats. Always check where the bats are flying first. It really seems like Finch is probably going to end up staying here overnight. It's getting super, super close to when he would normally return to his den. So Griffin is probably going to be pretty worried. And Mango and Slate and Claudius. At least Finch already told Claudius that he was going to be away for a while, so we know that he is going to be keeping the borders safe. But he's probably going to have to soothe the minds of our other cats too, because they are going to just be beside themselves with worry. Well, they're going to be in for a shock when Finch strolls in with all those gemstones in tow. Honestly, I can see them being a little bit upset with him, that he would put his life in danger just to impress them with some shiny rocks. But they must be used to Finch's antics by now. This is not the first time that he's gone sneaking around some dangerous territory just to find some good gifts, and I'm sure that it won't be the last too. But let's see. Level 41, and we have yet some more new stones to crack open this time. Oh, sapphires, yes! So now we have a couple of topaz gems, and we have one big sapphire too. And that one is going straight to Galen. Yeah, do you guys want to see if they'll accept it as a gift? Or would you prefer if Finch just leaves it out by their den as a decoration? I always love spreading different types of items around the cat's dens, because it gives it a little bit more of a personal touch. It helps us kind of build our story around them. Oh my goodness, Finch, and please eat one of these bigger meals. Let's have him munch on the dove this time. Yeah, that'll fill him up pretty good. So he should be able to at least get through these next few floors. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the moles are going to be on floor 50 as well. So we can use that as a chance to, oh my goodness, as a chance to gather some more mice for the rest of our trip. Now please tell me that the staircase is not going to be in that rock. Oh my gosh, you guys. It seems like it might be. We only have 2 more rocks down here. Oh no, we have to go all the way back around, Finch. And that bat is guarding it so well too. Yep, there's not a single rock left inside this level of the mine, so it has to be this one. Well, I'm just gonna scoot past you, okay? And then go straight down the staircase. Unfortunately, that bat did take a pretty good swipe at Finch. But he's still doing well, all things considered. Oh, and I almost forgot. We actually wanted to bring some gemstones to the Oracle as well. I figured that these would probably work very, very nicely in all of her rituals when she's trying to predict the future, particularly the weather. She seems to be the resident weather cat, I guess, of the forest. So I wonder if she would appreciate it if we offer up some of these rare things from the mines. Especially since the Feather Colony has control over the Prairie Quarry right now. Alright, here we go. This should be floor 50 next. Yes! Floor 50, and we even get a little power pot down here? Oh, I forgot about these. Excellent, so that means that Finch should be all healed up again? Well, now I'm tempted to see if we can go even further. Wait, it's you again? You're a persistent one, making it this far into the earth. Looking for some goods to help you continue down? I have just what you need. Actually, do you have any advice for me for these lower levels? I wonder if he will tell us anything special now that we're really low into the mines. Down below, you'll start to find some real pretty gems in the stones. Emeralds, sapphires, topaz, and more. If it's gems you're after, you're in the right place. You'll only find more and more as you get further and further down into the earth. Best be careful though, lots of bats below. Best of luck to ya. You might run into me again on level 75 if you can make it that far. Oh, one last thing. Now that you've made it this far, you should be able to purchase a mole hole fast travel back to level 50 from Molu up by the mine's entrance with your mole cache. Might help save you some time. I almost forgot that we need to actually buy them from the moles before we can use them. Oh, well, good thing we're collecting plenty of gemstones down here, because I'm sure we can spare a few just for the extra cash too. So we're super low on food again. We can eat this rabbit, but then we have a choice to make. Should we risk it and see if we can go down even further? We'll have to spend the rest of our mews on the mice, of course, since they really don't fill us up too much. But I guess we might as well give it a shot. I mean, we're here now. We can't possibly turn around when Finch is feeling so well, after picking up that power paw. Oh, the rocks down here look different too. And there's so many of them this time. Yeah, I'm not sure if all of those mice that we just purchased is really going to cut it. We might not end up getting down to floor 75, but at least we know that we should be able to warp to floor 50 next time. And considering that Finch actually conquered 50 levels of the mine in one single day, we might be able to get all the way down to floor 100 next time. I wonder if that's the bottom of the mines? I'm not actually sure since none of our cats have gotten that far before. So I guess Finch is going to be the very first one. Okay, too many bats down here. I think we're going to have to call in our allies because Finch is absolutely starving. And he needs to crack open so many of these stones to find his way out. So if you guys wouldn't mind just distracting the bats for a moment for us. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're actually able to defeat the bats. I mean, look at all those bats just swarming by the lake. I don't think they took a single one down. Well, thank you very much for your sacrifice. The Feather Colony's guards are some of the most loyal cats that I have ever known. They're willing to jump in and defend Finch no matter where he is, even if it's down all the way on level 55 in the Prairie Quarry. And at level 61 of the mines, I think we can officially say that Finch has stayed up long past his bedtime. It's practically midnight now, though it does appear that time moves a little bit more slowly when we're inside the quarry itself. If it's moving at all, oh, it looks like the clock ticks forward 10 minutes every time we go down a staircase. And it also looks like we found our very first emerald too, but I think we're actually going to have to drop one of these topaz gems just so we can pick it up. Our pockets are absolutely bursting with these gems. Oh, we are so close. But I think Finch is going to have to turn around now. If we're not careful, then he's going to end up starving while we're warping back to our den. So let's just grab this sapphire. And then on floor 70, we're going to ascend the staircase. Oh, that is so disappointing. We have to run though, Molu. Well, unless we catch this mouse. But we can't even pick it up inside our inventory, so quick, Finch. Very quickly, let's warp straight back home before you end up starving out here, right at the doorstep of the quarry. Oh my goodness, that was close. But 70 floors, guys. 70 floors in one single day? It makes me wonder if you can truly get to the bottom of the mines in just one trip. That would definitely make for a very interesting challenge. But let's go ahead and drop off one of these special little gemstones in the back. Right next to all of our red roses, maybe. It'll light up the place a bit more, and it'll give us space to grab one of our winter blueberries so we can finally stop starving. Oh my gosh, Finch, you must be so happy to curl up inside your den again. So tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll start sharing all of our gemstones around the colony. Let me know what you guys want me to give to the other cats. If you think we should just decorate their den sites, or if we should actually offer these up as a true gift for them. And then the rest we'll bring back to Molu to get some extra mole cash, and hopefully buy those warps as well. I am so curious to see what's going to be at the bottom of the mines now. I feel like we're getting really close. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys!